So it's been 2 weeks since the birth of the quintuplets from Vosloorus in Johannesburg, but the 5 bundles of joy are still the talk of the town. Weighing just over a kilogram each at birth, the Buthelezi siblings made history as they were recorded as the 5th set of quints to be born since 1960. To tell us more, we're joined in studio by the man and the doctor who delivered the babies, Dr. Moeng Pitsoe. Did I get it right, Dr. Pitsoe?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Got it right?
Yeah.
One name I do not want to get wrong is yours, because if I ever come to deliver babies, which it's not going to happen, and I happen to have more than one in there, I think you're the man that I want to come to. 5 babies at once.
Yeah.
What was that like? Because at the end of the day, it was what we have been reporting is that the mother wasn't expecting 5, and neither were you. You were expecting 3 triplets.
Sort of. I remember she came and saw us in February of this year.
Yes,
2018. She had what we call an infertility issue, secondary infertility. She has a child. She wanted another child, and she was just taking too long, so she needed help. And we put her onto drugs, what we call ovulation-inducing drugs.
Okay.
So those ones help to produce more eggs so that she can fall pregnant. So the desire is to have one child. As a side effect, you can have more than one child. And that side effect really speaks to the genetic predisposition of the mother. So some will have 2, some 3, some 4, some 5.
Yeah.
So a month after the drugs, she missed a period. We did the ultrasound scan, and it showed 4 babies. So we worked on 4.
So you were expecting 4 babies?
We were expecting 4 from the start. And then as we went on, we could only see 3. And we assumed that we had lost the other one. These things happen. And we said to the mother, listen, we think we have 3 to work with, and that's what we want to work with until we get to where we go.
Yeah.
And it was a triplet story for a long time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Then the day came. Tell me the date again. What date are we talking about here?
We're the 6th of September.
So this was the 6th of September.
The 6th of September.
She comes in to have the babies now, and obviously it's through cesarean.
But I think the much more important story is what happened prior. Remember, these multiple pregnancies come with huge problems intrauterine. So we had to mitigate against the risks that come with carrying 3, 4, 5 babies, as we thought. The preterm labors, the majority of the pregnancies prior had been preterm labor, so they delivered before time.
Yes.
And so we knew this was a risk, and we had to work with it. And I think the disadvantage that the other quintuplets had prior to this one was that we weren't pharmaceutically advanced as we are now to help keep the babies inside
for longer. How many weeks was she when she
was 30 weeks.
So she was 30 weeks.
Yeah,
and that's good.
That's very good.
That's
this
good.
Is in fact one of the longest quintuplet pregnancies in the whole world.
Wow.
And that's because we have drugs like Dufaston that we give patients, steroids, magnesium sulfate, that not only keep the babies inside, but make the baby's lungs mature inside, so that if they come out before time, they can breathe better than they would have otherwise had they not had the steroids. So I think the advance technologically, scientific, pharmaceutical over the last 20, 30 years is what really, really helped us get lucky with this pregnancy. Yeah.
So she comes in and...
So she was...
I'm more interested in what happened in that theatre.
I know, but we sort of said, get us to 30 weeks.
Get us to 30 weeks. So we got to 30
31 weeks. Get us to 32 weeks. And I think at 30 weeks she said, I can't anymore.
Why can you imagine now, please?
It's a lot of work, yes.
I mean, carrying one baby, I was ready at 30 weeks to say, thank you very much. I'm ready now. Can we bring him or her out? And she's got 5 babies inside her.
So she came in for an elective Caesar, and we planned for 3. So everybody was ready for 3. We had 3 cots.
Yeah.
And we went 1, 2. Now, the good thing was that as soon as the first baby was born, they whisked it away into the neonatal. So the 3 cots were now 3 again. And then the second one came, tripped up, and so the 3 were empty again. And then just after the 3rd one, the anesthetist said to me, I'm just about to put a drug that makes the uterus contract. Can you make sure there's no baby there? And I said, no, we only have 3. But anyway, I'll remove the placenta, and there's a baby's head. So we popped baby number 4, and I think everybody said, well, just make sure there's no number 5. And then we thought there was a big joke. We went in, there was number 5.
No way.
So at this stage, we thought there could be number 6. And we started really panicking and looking. And luckily for us, it was all there was.
What was Mom's reaction to all of this?
She was under spinal.
Okay.
She was subdued. She was sort of sleepy. So
did she? So she was not aware.
She was aware. She was aware that the numbers were going up and piling up. The father was the one who was wide awake.
So the father, was he
And-
actually,
and
so he didn't faint?
He had to sit down.
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
Yeah, he had
he's
to
sitting
sit
there
down.
and he's like, okay, school
Yeah.
fees.
No, we all had to sit down
nappies,
because
baby grows.
Yeah.
What am I going to do here?
Yeah.
I got to take on another 2 jobs.
yeah.
That's it. So which one was the last one to be born? The little
girl.
boy?
The boy was the first one to
so
be
the boy
born.
is the first one.
And
So
he was
he
a
was only the
1.4
one.
kilogram. He was the only boy.
He was the only boy.
And all the quintuplets in this country have been 4 girls and 1 boy from 1960.
Oh, wow.
So that's been the way it is.
There's
yeah.
no theory behind that, is there?
No, it's just the way it
just
happened.
is the way it
Just
is.
the way it is, yeah.
So when we're saying that the numbers of 1960, is that in South Africa?
In this country.
Because you were telling me 1 in 42 million is of chances
Yeah.
of you having.
That's correct. That's how rare this thing is.
That's how rare it
That's
is.
how rare it is. But you know, we've had over the last 3 years. Remember, we had 1960 in East London. We had 1980 in Campton Park. And then there was a huge gap.
Yeah.
And in 2013, there were the quintuplets in Pretoria, the Mapakole twins. 3 of them couldn't make it past 5 days.
Okay.
In January of 2014, the Zondi queens were born in Isipingo in Durban. 4 of them couldn't make it past the first 7 days. So these ones are the first quintuplets in this country, and in fact, the 3rd in the world to live for 7 to 14 days as a collective. The very first ones.
And they are doing well.
They're doing very well.
So they're strong, their weight
They're
is
out
good.
of the ventilators, they're breathing on their own, they're feeding on their own. The biggest one was 1.4, the smallest is 1.2. I'm expecting him home by the end of October. They should be 2 kilograms and ready to go.
That is absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
What a beautiful story. How's mom doing? Because I mean, this
She's
is
doing
a big
great.
thing
She's doing
for her.
great. Yeah, she, as you can expect, it takes for one baby, as you said, it takes you about 6 weeks to get back to
Yes.
your normal self.
Yes.
So she's going to take a little longer. The tummy is still big, as if there's number 6 wanted to come out, but she's otherwise, you know, doing well. She's out of hospital. She's walking about. She's breastfeeding the smallest ones, and we're watching her as we go along to make sure that there's none of those issues that trouble people after birth.
Interesting fact. I mean, we've got to wrap this up. But what is the most in South Africa that you know of that a mom has had at a single time?
Sextuplets. Remember,
that is-
we had in 1974.
So that's the sextuplets,
Yeah,
nothing more
we
than
had the
that.
Rose and Kiewit sextuplets.
Okay.
Yes, and they are also history making because they've lived as a group of 6 as kids. They are now adults. 5 of them live in the UK, and Grant is the only one left in Cape Town. So yeah, it's been a good story.
It's incredible.
That one.
Thank you for talking to us. Well done.
It's been a
Well
pleasure.
done.
Thank you for having
Job.
me.
Fantastic. So there are those little babies, all 5 of them doing really, really well, hoping that they're going to be going home soon. And they're all very healthy and strong and at a good weight. Dr. Moeng Pitsoe, who delivered the babies, expecting 3 and got a little bit more than he bargained for when they're 5 that popped their little heads out. Okay, let's take a break. We'll see you after this.